Well, luckily you got it. I didn't get it until just now, I guess. Bro, it's like it's the same, this beat up Subaru behind me. Same Subaru. I'm like, are they trying to get my parts? Weird. So what do you got, the 123? And then I wrote down these are all the parts of the state constitution that they're violating with this.
Yeah, I'd rather just keep it like to handouts just so it's
Sure. But I mean,
I'm actually curious where this falls. Is it one of those things where you guys lock the doors at 4 and there's no one new coming in? Or is it one of those things they try to like clear out everybody from the place?
We do not close the doors here until 5:30.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're open till 5:30?
Yes. So
Oh, really?
we close the door at 5:30, yes.
Oh, I thought it was
Pretty
4.
much anyone who's conducting business has already left by then.
I got you. That makes sense.
But we could come and file stuff, see the clerk, check into
Then
probation.
The clerk's office closes at 4:30.
4:30. Okay.
Oh, so we're still got time. Okay, good.
Sure.
Well, I wonder if I should put a request in to see the clerk now. Because by the time the marshals get here, it might be whenever.
No, he's right up. Should be. I mean, he's probably in the middle of something, right?
Yeah, we
Joe.
control over
Yeah. He's probably wondering why we're back.
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, who's on the status criminal.
Okay, might not be Joe.
Right.
It's coming out. Did you leave your windows open?
Just a crack because it was so hot.
Oh, no, they're waiting on these.
Were they waiting on? Oh, they were waiting on. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, what are they? It's like the same car, but theirs is hella beat up.
Oh, I saw.
I'm like, are they scoping out my ride? I mean, the rims don't even match.
Yeah, I doubt they will.
But it's I believe it's the same exact year and everything. Yeah, that thing is banged up.
So you can't. Can you take your cell phone past here? Yes.
No,
You can't.
no, not unless you get permission as others for some reason, or if you seek to get permission to
I saw that.
film one of these things, or take pictures, whatever. Then yeah, so it's not a total ban. You know what I mean?
I get it.
It's like, why you'll allow us to record those, but not more important things. Yeah, he's like a PO or something. And then see how these have laws attached to them, but the no cell phones and no cameras does not.
Oh, I see.
And the same with these notices here and the ID requirement as well.
Yeah, I see. But then no cell phones.
And then yeah,
Public forum.
for the citizens of New Hampshire. That's a lot of builders and designers. Sheesh.
Oh, wow.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, come on.
Oh my God, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, how much money did this thing cost? That's why. Interesting. Yeah, starting to rain good now. Yeah, it's been a few hot ones. Yeah, so my thing is that 83.3 rule that they're trying to use, where are they getting their authority for that rule? And what's the scope? Like I showed you, the scope of those rules says for civil things. So this is not, coming in here is not a civil matter. This is a public matter. This, you know?
Makes sense.
And it says that it's prohibited without prior approval from the court. So that suggests you can get prior approval from the court, but when we were here yesterday, they said, no, there's no film, there's no form, there's no process. There is for these, but not for anything else.
So I would assume naturalization ceremony would be public as well as
Just like anything else.
A criminal court case.
Correct. No difference other than it's a naturalization ceremony, but it's still a public ceremony, right? It's a civil ceremony. So that's where that rule could apply to that because it's a civil thing. But that rule doesn't apply to criminal things. The filming rule.
How long until he came down last time?
He was pretty quick before. He wasn't too impressed yesterday, but, you know.
It is. Although it's lightened up slightly, but not much.
I'm parked right over here.
Welcome home, bro.
Good afternoon.
Oh, I wasn't. They got distracted. So how long was it until he showed up yesterday?
Wasn't too long. Pretty quick. Yeah, they came down. They're cool. Him and Katie, and but they don't like getting pushback. But
And I think also a lot of it comes down to there's just no real clear.
right,
Because if you don't, the Constitution doesn't matter, then what really matters?
Right.
And you get to this really weird thing where it's like, well, this rule does, but this one we don't really pay attention to. This one.
right, and if I simply does that follow the Constitution? Well, no. There's a rule that allows us. No. The rule can't go against the Constitution. End of story. And that's why that allows us to, because that is constitutional. The CFR is constitutional. But when they create that rule to say not at all, then in no exceptions, well, there is that thing at the bottom where it said others can ask permission, but it's not clear. There's no clear path for it.
I bet if you started looking around, nothing's clear in here.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking, especially with these rules. You know, they think they can just make up any rule that they want. Yep. Yeah, that's how we've been beating these things. Hey. COVID.
What do you mean, the signs?
COVID stuff. Yeah. I thought it disappeared, but now there's like, it's COVID 33 out now. Yeah. If you above it, it's positive, you'll be denied entry to the courthouse. Tested negative on the recently tested positive. Yeah. Never got tested once. Never. I know I had it a few times though, because other people got tested that had it that definitely gave it to me. Yeah, I think they could limit stuff for security reasons and things like that, you know what I mean? And have restricted areas, but they can't just blanket ban for security purposes if there's no real security purposes.
I just got entirely way too much footage of you. I'm done video.
Well, I appreciate that, but you're welcome to.
Yeah. After a while, it's just like, all right, dude, come on.
Yeah, I know people like, they don't even watch my videos because there's so much dead time. They expect me to like
Well, it's annoying.
create it. Well, I'm not an auditor. I don't make money on my YouTube channel or anything. I document my business, and you know, some auditors, they get, well, a lot of them get paid for it. They make money and they get views off of conflict. So when you're monetized, it's gonna subconsciously or consciously make you say, oh, first of all, you have to do a certain amount of hours every week to get paid. So you have to produce content. So you're already being forced to create stuff. And then, yeah, I forget where I was going with that.
Yeah, you start pushing yourself loose.
Yeah, you just start, and then you start creating situations and being a jerk and baiting and stuff like that, you know. And, you know, it is what it is. People have the right to be assholes, I guess. And, you know, but I'm trying to do it differently.
2.0.
2.0, well, I mean, I'm a nullifier anyways. Not necessarily an auditor. Who? Oh, Holden.
There's two of them, right? There's Michael and
Mike Meharry and Mike Bolden, yeah.
Okay. And the guy that's on the videos is
Bolden.
Okay, Meharry's just one to write stuff.
Mostly writes stuff. He's kind of abrasive, like me.
I don't know if I know who that is.
He's got white hair, goatee. He does shorts.
He does those shorts.
He does the shorts.
Oh, okay.
He does a lot of shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
She got her cell phone.
So
Some of them.
certain cards get you your cell phone. I see.
Well, that's clear through the clerk's office.
Yep.
And she's an attorney.
That would be under this others thing here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't,
Yeah.
I'll let you interpret because I don't.
Yep.
He's like, whatever, it's there, trust me. I got you.
See, what's good about the feds is
Oh,
they don't like they're like, what's above my pay grade, you're gonna have to wait for the next guy. At the state thing, everybody thinks they're in control and trying to give order.
We are definitely not in control of the rules. We
Yeah.
just,
Right.
you know, enforce.
Much more orderly, by the book. Yeah, for sure.
As you already said a few minutes ago, if they said everybody's going to be allowed X, then that's what we will do.
yes.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, there's a person putting in a bill to allow anyone to have anyone speak for him in court.
Yeah, that's
At
cool.
all courts, because it's really like I think it's a
And no
family
limit,
court.
not one of those 2 year.
I was like, dude, I want you have to put any place that New Hampshire has concurrent or exclusive jurisdiction. He's like, okay, so I tell him, he's like, all right, no.
Ooh boy, that's
Dude, it's
huge.
on my God, because no one's gonna. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, what is it? An amendment to the non-attorney representative
Oh, I
thing?
did. I had mentioned. Well, we were just going over ideas, right?
Sure, you
So
could
this
just
is-
amend it. It'd probably be easier to amend that law, non-attorney representatives, and make it so that there's no limit on, oh, you can only do it.
Well, it might be even better to make it a CACR, make it a constitutional thing. You can speak for anyone, and then really.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we shouldn't, well, it already says in there that we aren't obliged to pay for anything, but we should still be able to have representation.
Yeah, if somebody wants to help you, whatever.
Sure.
Especially if it's your kid or something. Like.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, I'll be all over it.
Oh yeah.
Be representing everybody.
Dropped the receipt. It was actually like a slip receipt. When I came down from the restaurant.
You now check to see if you dropped the receipt. Or you can allow the service, you just have to back to security, you can check yourself.
Same thing, yeah.
Okay, no, just story, take your stuff. Then you just came up and watch, you didn't go out and do anything else.
Keep your phone? So they don't keep your phone.
Bring back at the same table.
He just got it back, I think, but they're letting, because he's just going to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell.
But yeah, technically, they just let him in with a phone, right?
That's the problem when we start trying to play games with this stuff. It's hard to defend it, and I understand that's why people get frustrated.
Right. For them, yeah.
Because they're like, fuck, this is undefendable. It
Right.
really is.
Yeah.
And,
And they don't want to admit that it's unconstitutional.
well, they can, in theory.
Why not? The people are, we're all supposed to understand it. You know,
That's the second part.
That's what they always say. They're like, oh, what, can't you just, file something and try to challenge it? And no, not until I get arrested or held in contempt or something.
Yeah. That's so stupid how they set it up. And then, you know what that really comes down to is it's similar to having anybody. They didn't want anyone speaking for you in court because now it's, they're trying to limit who can bring cases.
Right.
If anybody can bring a case for anybody else, I mean, people specialize in any kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dog filing requirements. I'm your guy, hire me.
And what about the thing where you can charge someone with a misdemeanor? I don't think you can charge people with felonies, but you can charge people
As who?
as a person, and you can file.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about that.
Is that like some old common law?
It's
thing?
it's like a common law thing.
Well, you know, back in the day, dude, not back in the day, but the common law, the felonies were like serious shit.
Right.
Everything was a misdemeanor. That's my point.
Everything
so
was-
really,
right,
that's
right.
probably more. Nowadays with these felonies, right?
Everything's a
was
felony.
felony was like you kill somebody. That's a felony.
Right.
Who's on the buy side, right?
There was something serious. I'm looking forward to Supreme Court, though.
We should have probably went there.
You think? Well, we had to do this because we.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
So there's no way to access the clerk without surrendering this video recorder.
Currently correct.
Is there a way to summon the clerk?
No. Because I have no idea what, you know what I mean? It's a in behind a secure door area down there once you get the.
Well,
I
the
don't know
clerk
who's
is,
in the office.
um,
I don't know who's in the clerk's office currently.
And the clerk deals with criminal stuff.
Well, you know what, let me get that on video just because that's gonna be the crux of my article anyway. All right, so let's see how we're gonna do this because they're gonna be leaving here in 30 minutes. That's the problem. All right. Okay, still waiting on marshals. Still in the same granite chamber. So I just actually a second ago, I just want to get this on the record. Is there a way for me to access the clerk without surrendering my cell phone?
Not currently, no.
So there's no way to get to the clerk's office, and there's also no way to summon the clerk.
Correct.
Okay. So there's no clerk representative that could come up with.
Not that I have the ability to hold right now, no.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Because it's about 4 and 4:30 to leave. All right.
Because it says at the bottom of this here, this exception, it says pro se litigants and others, which we're claiming to be others, may be extended similar privileges, which is the exceptions to the filming thing, upon application to the clerk of court,
Right.
and showing of good cause for a particular need for an exception. And I have two. I have ADA
doesn't do it, he
requirement.
doesn't
I know,
care.
but I'm explaining it for.
Not that I don't take
Oh, I don't want to take him.
Yeah,
off
yeah,
his
no,
duties.
he's cool.
That's
ADA.
Yes.
So there's no ADA exceptions in here, unless it's covered under this. And I do this for my own protection and so I can remember this stuff. I have head trauma. I can't remember everything, and I have a right to make a public record, and it's really for my protection. Just like when police have body cameras on, right? So that's my particular need for an exception on this. And so how can we apply to the clerk of court?
As I said a minute ago to answer his question,
We would have to go up there
Yeah,
naked, basically, without our stuff. Right.
So, but you can summon the marshals for me.
Yes.
Okay. So then, in theory, they could get the clerk.
I don't think they'll get the clerk down here,
But they have the ability to summon them.
I guess. I don't see why not. I mean, we're trying to put an application to the clerk of court and showing a good cause. Others, that would be us, for good cause in the particular need. The need is you want to document for your purposes, right, as a legislator, and I want to document for you, and I want to have a record of everything that happened, unimpeachable evidence, so that nobody can say I said or did something that I didn't say or do, and vice versa. It's protection for everybody, really.
It is.
But yeah, I want to know
It's
where
amazing that it's gone this long. That's what's so amazing, man.
people they don't know how to decipher these things and pick them apart, and because there would be one thing and then it references another thing that references two other things, and you've got to cross-reference all these different rules and all that, codes and statutes, and then it should all go in line with the Constitution. That's the problem. Except as otherwise
You guys want
permitted.
8-hour shifts? This guy's staying here for 8 hours.
So this is admission to the property. Except as otherwise permitted, federal agencies must, except as otherwise permitted, close property to the public during other than normal working hours. In those instances where a federal agency has approved the after normal working hours, the use of buildings or portions thereof, Part D, federal agencies must not close the property or affected portions thereof to the public. Close property to the public during working hours only where situations require this action to ensure the orderly conduct of government business. The designated official under the occupant tenancy program may take such decision after consultation with the building's manager, the highest ranking representative of the law enforcement organization responsible for protection of the property or the areas.
Sheriff's Department?
No, it would be the U.S. Marshals, I think. The designated official is defined in section 102, 7120 of this chapter as the highest ranking official of the primary occupant agency or the alternate highest ranking official designee elected by multiple agreement by other occupant agency officials. And when property or portion is closed to the public, restrict admission to the property or affected portion to authorized persons who must register upon entry to the property and must, when requested, display government or other identifying credentials to federal police officers while authorized individuals when entering, leaving of the property. Failure to comply with any application of these provisions is a violation of these regulations. When a property portion is closed to the public. So this is where they're trying to do the ID thing. They're closing this to the public and trying to require an ID to get into the public building. When a property or portion thereof is closed to the public, restrict admission to the property or the affected portion to authorized persons who must register upon entry to the property with an ID, right? When requested, display government or other identifying credentials to police officers or other individuals while leaving or while on the property. Failure to comply would be a violation, but that's restricted areas. That's not public. You can't turn the whole building into a restricted area, public building.
I'm surprised they didn't rely on some like terrorism thing to do that.
They probably are. I'll take a picture of it and I'll research. Gambling. Is that for? They have a gambling thing. I don't know what. Narcotics and other drugs, alcoholic beverages, soliciting the debt collection, posting and distributing materials, penalties. Person found guilty of violating any rule or regulation while on any property shall be fined under Title 18 or imprisoned not more than 30 days or both. So that's good to know. So
For a 30-day trip.
30-day trip, let's do it. A little vacation. And fined, and then good luck squeezing blood out of a stone. Explosives. Breastfeeding. We know all about breastfeeding. Vehicular inspection. Federal agencies may, this is true, federal arrest. Rules and subsection. Take that one too. Preservation of property. All persons entering are prohibited from imposing, willfully destroying, damaging, or stealing property, creating a hazard, or things, throwing articles from a building, blah blah blah. disorderly conduct or exhibiting conduct property that creates a loud or unusual noise or a nuisance, unreasonably obstructs the usual interests of otherwise impedes, disrupts the performance, prevents the general public from obtaining the administrative services provided in a properly timed manner. Oh, interesting. So all persons. So they're in violation of this disturbance. Prevents the general public from obtaining administrative services or provided in a properly timely manner. So technically, you guys are in violation of. You're disrupting the orderly flow of the facility by refusing to allow the public through. That's my interpretation of it.
What's the administrative services provided?
Obtaining the administrative services provided. So going to the clerk, going to the probation officer, anywhere, anything in here would be administrative services.
I guess it is all service, right? What else is? Why
It's
else
all
would the
services.
building be here?
Yeah.
But, wow. They give all those builders a job.
Yeah. Otherwise impedes or disrupts the performance of official duties. C and D. So they're impeding and disrupting the performance of official duties by the clerk. So now the clerk's duties are being impeded.
Well, I just don't like it because now the clerk is able to claim, I haven't received any notice of anything, you know?
Right.
That's kind of odd. The courthouse, the clerk is technically the center of the wheel, isn't it? All the
Right.
cogs kind of.
Yep. Yep.
Wait, cog is the center?
No, the cog is, well, there's cogs, there could be multiple cogs. So the hub, they're the hub. But yeah, we're all just cogs in a wheel, really. And then there's case law for filming, filming in public. Glick versus Cuniff, Smith versus Cummings, and this is a First Circuit case too.
Where was the public? What public are they using?
Is a case, Glick versus Cuniff, First Circuit, 2011, is a case which the United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit held that a private citizen has the right to record video and audio of police carrying out their duties in a public place, and that the arrest of the citizen for a wiretapping violation violated his First and Fourth Amendment rights. The case arose when Simon Glick filmed Boston, Massachusetts police officers from the bicycle unit making an arrest in a public park. When the officers observed that Glick was recording the arrest, they arrested him, and Glick was subsequently charged with wiretapping and disturbing the peace and abating the escape of a prisoner. Glick then sued the city in Boston and the arresting officers, claiming that they violated his constitutional rights. Boom.
Yeah, the downside. Isn't that funny though?
Holding held that citizen has the right to film public officials in a public place. The public's right of access to information is coextensive with that of the press. Mic drop. I mean, it's a First Circuit case right here. This is First Circuit. It's binding. These guys, these are police officers. They're marshals. These are law enforcement officers. Same thing.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what's so
It's
crazy.
public officials, law enforcement, everybody. So yeah, I don't know, it is what it is. It's just never been. It's never been a motivation for people, I guess. They're used to just complying. Right?
I think it's just purposely made confusing to forget what the whole basic concept was. Like, you created this to help us secure our rights, not to have to fight against it and figure out, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right, well, it's because they don't want transparency. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, but I think this is really the key, bro. The scope of these rules. Civil actions. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So they could prevent you from filming civil things. But criminal things are a horse of a different color.
I'm on some other shit right now.
You're all right.
It's just a bunch of things that have been playing around.
Gonna have to make sure I check my data on this card too. The old, what is his name? Musashi? You know Musashi? Book of the Five Rings?
No.
Never read that one? Samurai, he's like the greatest samurai, undefeated. He would use all these different strategies to win his fights. And one of them, he told this guy to meet him on this island and at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was there waiting and waiting. And he showed up wicked late to so the guy's wicked pissed off. And he shows up without a sword. So he ends up killing this dude with the oar from the boat that he rides over there with.
Okay.
Yeah. The dude was so pissed off, he just, whatever, he started running at him, attacking him, and the dude whacks him with the oar. Kind of like Art of War type book.
Yeah, but I don't see the point. The point is wait until somebody loses their cool and hit him with an oar. Like, what the hell are you trying to get?
Well, yeah, so the idea is if he was to show up when the guy was ready
Yeah.
and in the right mindset, it might have been a different story. But so he knows that guy couldn't fight when he's angry, and so he did it intentionally upset him to throw him off his game, right? Just like with all the crap talk in the UFC and boxing and stuff like that, they're all trying to get in their heads, everybody's heads. Most of it's psychological. A lot of it is. So yeah, I think basically that's what I think he's doing right now. Trying to.
Well, you were here yesterday, and they probably didn't say who was here, or they just said you were here. So it was probably just you again.
It was me, and he knew Mark too.
Yeah, but that's probably why he's just like, whatever.
Well, he's probably like, what do they do? I was just down there talking to them. Well, yeah, we're following up. We're here to follow up. I had to research this, Didn't have time to research it, and then it was closed at that point, so. This is the process.
You guys have a little room where you keep all your stuff? Does it have a refrigerator? Does it have a freezer? Does it have a freezer?
Urine.
Yeah, I know you guys have to figure it out. Correct. I'm just wondering if one of you wants to put it in your freezer or refrigerator, you guys can take it as you want. You're welcome to still grab it out of our freezer. You're welcome to take them out of our freezer and put them in your freezer if you have space. I just know you guys can't just walk around and stuff. And it's easier to take them. You're welcome to just take them. Yep, no problem.
Seattle?
Yes. That's the lawyer for the YDC guys.
Oh,
He used to work for the Department of Justice, worked for Nixon and Peabody. Riley and Associates. Wow.
I was reading this shit off my phone the other day.
Huh?
It popped up and you said it. Just read it off the phone.
Yeah, I want to say there's two different firms that are handling the civil stuff. It's Riley and Associates and then Nixon and Peabody.
This is odd. I mean, it makes a good point. The Attorney General is in the untenable position of prosecuting abusers criminally while defending the state for letting it happen.
Yep. That's a conflict of interest. Mega conflict of interest. So yeah, they're defending the guards who did the rapes and torture, and then they're also trying to handle the civil side at the same time. It's ridiculous. So they're trying to say, yeah, oh, this is enough. This civil, we're going to approve of this civil thing. Meanwhile, they're also defending these same guys. Come on. And then you've seen there was 15 or 16 contracting agencies.
Yeah, you said that. That's nuts.
They should all lose their contracts immediately.
That's easy to say, but you don't know how it's going to work out in effect.
Yeah, well, where are they going to put these? But that's the
Yeah.
problem is, it's all a money mill. It's all a money mill. They make money, and these contractors are all friends of families of politicians. I guarantee we start looking into all those contractors and who's connected to who. They're all in bed together, and they're all making money off it, just like the recovery houses. They're all in on it, and they funnel the state and federal funding to their friends. That's exactly what they do. Yep, we're still here. Yeah, so what I want to do is ask about this others thing, this exception thing, but then I'm going to say, but prior to that, we have to look at the scope of the rules.
Yeah, you can go that route. I have my own route.
You got
'Cause
your-
I have,
yeah, sure.
well, this, I'm curious.
Yeah, and the jurisdiction thing? Did you bring one for me?
There's 7 of them each.
Huh?
There's 7 of them each. 7 copies of each thing.
Oh.
There's 3 different things.
For who? As many people
Yeah,
as possible?
There's a bunch of people like, hey, have fun.
Right. $12,119. Wonder if it's been. Yeah, and the audio was horrible from Brentwood yesterday. The audio, couldn't barely hear the judge. The prosecutor guy, every time he got up and said something, he's mumbling. You couldn't hear him. At Brentwood was the YDC Status Conference yesterday. So I have over an hour of video that is really worthless. So I'm going to clip just the beginning to show going in, no issues with the filming. And then at the end, when I got up and started taking pictures of all of them,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get a list of all the contracting agencies and who's representing them as well. So that's I'll probably have that tonight. I'm going to get pictures of everybody. We're going to blast them all over the Facebook page. Every one of these lawyers representing these people are going to get blasted out. the tall guy was I forget his name. Paul maybe.
Oh, we came down the other day?
He was the first. I think that was the first day we went in for the YDC thing.
Hope they're not trying to give me a fucking parking ticket. I only paid for 45 minutes.
Oh yeah. I didn't even pay yesterday, and nobody came to look at these.
Oh. There's some kind of mold going on that thing.
What is it?
I can smell it.
Mold?
There's some kind of funky thing.
Probably. I mean, this is probably a massive freaking.
How do you clean the ducts? Like, you can never clean them.
I don't know if they could spray something or what.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good, all right.
Good. Thank you. I don't know if they could spray
So I understand you
something.
guys are filming and videoing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. It
Just
says
wanna
we're
speak to
allowed
the
to
clerk.
right here.
You're not allowed to, though.
It actually says we're allowed to right here.
Okay.
Building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, and auditoriums for news, unless there is a rule, which is this 83.38.
Yep.
83.8. And there are exceptions here, but before I get into that, the
Okay, well,
scope.
first of all, my name is Inspector
Sure.
Plant. I'm with the Federal Protective Service, okay? All right, guys, so here's what I want to do, okay? You can't do it in here. That's a nice badge.
Thank you.
can't do it in here, okay? There's a building rule that states.
What is
Listen,
that?
Let me finish.
Well,
Sure.
let me finish.
Okay?
Sure.
Let me finish. There's a building rule that states you can't film inside of here. Okay?
What rule is that?
You're filming it. You were shown that yesterday, I believe, right?
No, I have it right here.
Okay.
In this, it says the scope. Hold on, sir, can I? Local rules 1.1 through 83.16.
Okay.
This is 83.8, so it falls into that.
Yep.
Shall govern the procedure in all civil actions.
Okay.
We're not here for civil action.
Okay. If you let me finish.
We're here for public. This is a public forum. This is a public building,
Okay.
correct?
The building.
The building is
rules-
public.
Let me finish.
Correct.
The building rules state no filming in the building.
Where?
Okay.
Right here?
Well, this is, hold on real quick.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna, right, so we can cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna ask you to stop. If you don't stop, I'm gonna ask you to stop again. Okay? Doing it nicely.
It says we can
Okay,
film
listen-
right here.
Listen to me though. And
Can you
if
show us the rule,
If
please?
you don't stop, then you will be arrested.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Under violating a building rule.
You're gonna be arrested violating these rules, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And the rule that you're citing is.
What's the rule? Yeah, we want to know what the rule is.
Because this is my issue.
Yep.
Can I say
It'll,
something?
it'll be on the summons when you get it, okay? So let's not get to that point.
So you're not going to tell us what rule we're violating until you arrest us?
You said it. We're operating on
And I'm
83, and you disagree with it?
83.8.
100% that's your-
83 point. I don't disagree with it. I'm saying your rules.
All I'm doing
Hold
is
on.
enforcing 83.8.
I get you. My issue's a little bit different. I'm not relying on this. I'm relying just on like state law. So
Yeah,
I'll
so-
cover it for you. Yeah.
Okay, I don't need that.
Concurrent jurisdiction.
Okay, so
He
New
doesn't-
Hampshire, under RSA 123.1, has concurrent jurisdiction with the federal government over all lands and buildings.
Okay.
So that's fact. And then as a public officer, or public official, being a state representative, I have the ability to document what's going on in lands New Hampshire has concurrent jurisdiction over. Being this a public building, I think that's
This is a
not pressing the
Federal
issue.
building. Have you,
It is a public forum. It says it right over there. I know it's a
listen.
federal building.
So that's what you're
have
saying.
you
You're-
checked with the GSA, General Services Administration, and seen what, hold on, listen. let me-
Right here.
You keep pointing to that, but let me
Sure.
show you- let me talk to you for a minute. Okay? Have you talked to the General Services Administration?
About what?
Right, let him finish, because I want to hear what he says.
Because you're talking concurrent jurisdiction. What jurisdiction does this building have? Do you know?
Right here.
It's right here.
Okay, that's a generic one. That doesn't cover.
That's
No,
not generic.
Okay, I'll read it. You're right, I'll read it. I thought you-
You don't need to read it, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm asking you to stop filming.
Okay, can I speak
Are
with
you-
someone who can talk to me about the rules of this building
Okay.
outside then? That's what I'm.
Can we talk outside about the
Yeah,
rules?
let's go outside.
Okay,
That's
fine.
the whole intent of me coming here, is to have you guys go
I
outside.
just wanted to talk to the.
So it's like we've been out here filming for like,
Sir, if you want to put the clerk, you can. You just can't bring it.
You can't bring the.
right, that's the problem. And it says right here.
Frank,
All right.
just let me finish.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. My issue is that I believe my colleagues have a vested interest in what happens in this building. It's on New Hampshire land. New Hampshire is a sovereign entity. So the GSA and all these federal agencies, you guys can make all the stuff you want. That's fine, okay? But as far as I'm concerned, a state representative, part of the people who sent me to account for what's going on, should have the ability to talk to the clerk, who, as far as I'm concerned, is kind of like the head of the courthouse, right? So that's all I want to do is ask about these rules and then cite New Hampshire state law that gives me the ability to do this. That's my issue.
Unfortunately, your argument's going to be moot because you're on federal property and federal law trumps state law.
No, it doesn't actually.
Okay.
It doesn't. I'm willing to get, bro. We'll do this real quick, and I'm willing to come back in and get arrested. Like, fuck around and find out.
It'd be much easier if you just actually read this, because then I
You know. So this is the deal too.
name?
My name is Footloose.
Footloose. Okay.
You guys know who I am and what I do, okay? So, sir, it says
something was wrong.
pro se litigants and others may be extended similar privileges, which is the exception,
Yeah, gotcha.
upon application to the clerk of court, showing good cause and the particular need. And we have that, but how are we to access the clerk and ask them and document for our purposes as well at the same time?
I see what you're saying.
It's a catch-22 position because it also says we're allowed to get permission from the agency to go film, and the scope of these rules governs civil actions. We're not here for civil action, sir. We're trying to get permission, and I have an ADA requirement for me to film. I have memory problems. I have to be able to document.
appreciate.
Sure. Sorry. We'll try to do one thing at a time.
Hear anything, and that's cool.
No, he's cool. He's listening.
Fine. It's
But
just
my issue is
He
how
wanted
can
us
I-
out.
How can I contact the clerk without going through this security? There's no way. Can I give you some documentation to bring to the clerk?
If you'd like me to do it, I'd love to do it for you.
Okay, fair enough. Second question.
You can also mail it. You can also, I don't know if you can email it, but you can also mail it. But I'd be happy to bring it in for you. I'd be happy to take you in there.
But you can't
But
film.
not with the camera. So, and that's where we stand.
Why
right
does it say
now.
we can film in the
But
lobby?
You have the right to go try
It
to
says we can
access
film in the
that
lobby
paperwork.
right
I'll do
there,
that.
sir.
I will help you do that.
listen.
Okay.
Those
so,
are orders for general
if I was
GSA
in there
buildings, federal
videotaping-
buildings. Okay.
And that's what this is, correct?
And this building has made a rule that they don't want any filming inside the door,
Right.
which is a legitimate
And
rule.
so, who made this
So who's gonna
rule?
make an arrest or do an arrest? It doesn't.
well,
really
let's
matter.
figure this out because it's important. Because the issue is you can't really challenge something unless you have standing. You don't have standing unless you have a conviction or something to say, hey, look, I actually got screwed over on this. So if I was to go in here right now, I would be arrested, correct?
I told you that you can't do it.
Understood. Yeah.
I told you you can't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if you violate that,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
As far as I understand, you're operating under the Colorado law, not
Right.
the law. So that's
Right.
fair enough. But I'm
Right.
just
It's
saying-
called
federal-
nullification, 9th and 10th
I'm a
Amendment.
federal police officer, right?
Sure.
If you walk in there,
Yes.
after I told you you can't do it in there, what are you doing? You're not listening, right? You're
I would say upholding
You're
Constitution.
fail- no.
But that's fair.
Yeah.
enough. But I'm
Okay.
saying, what would
But
be
you're
Nullification.
failing to
It's
comply
called nullification. Sure.
with a lawful
Absolute
order.
defiance.
Lawful
It's the
order.
name of my YouTube channel. That's how we
Frank, I
nullify.
just want to know. Just stop.
Sure.
Just stop.
That's how you
Okay,
nullify.
So,
Yep.
fair enough. So what would be the charge? What would be the time I'd be locked up? I want to know if I can do something this weekend or if I'm going to be here for 3 days. Like, I want to know what the law is and what would be violated.
I have
think
no
this is
idea how
important.
long you'd be here, right? It's late on Friday afternoon.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't look good.
No.
So what
Monday.
would be you know what the exact law would be? It was what you cited on the wall, correct?
Right.
Okay. So that would be citation, and that's that?
Whatever. They could hold you for 30
did it say?
days.
It
It
said
says a
30 days?
fine, and they could hold you for 30 days.
Okay.
I think it was jail. I have the picture. We'll double check it.
So as far as you're concerned, anybody entering with a camera does
But
that.
do you want to be arrested? Or do you
Yes.
want me to bring that into you? Because I'd love to. I'd like to help you. I don't want anybody to go to jail.
That's how we.
Like,
That would help us. That would help us getting us arrested.
Then
I understand.
that's
It's
your
just-
right,
It will.
I
Trust me.
guess. I mean,
Can you give him one of each, please? Thank you. My hands.
I didn't take it before because I don't want to read it, but I will definitely bring it in.
I
for
get
you
it when
if that
crazy
helps
people
you.
come with paperwork. That's fine. But I just find it. No,
Seriously,
one of each
fine?
one.
Oh, one of each one.
So you would like me to bring this
So
into
this
the
is the
clerk's
argument.
office?
Yes. Last page. It's all. So the argument basically is New Hampshire has
Just the
concurrent
three of them?
jurisdiction.
Thank you.
My duties for observing and keeping government accountable violate here, and then the actual fact that I'm a public servant.
I'm a public servant as well.
I'm not a
happy
lawyer,
to
dude.
help.
I'm a carpenter, but this is bogus. You guys know it. I mean,
I'm
you guys
more of a
know
lawyer
it.
than he is.
So anyway, yeah, if you could deliver to the clerk, this is the main thing. Ian Freeman's trial on the Bitcoin thing is
Yep.
Monday.
Monday.
I would like to record
Sentencing.
that. Sentencing, I'm sorry. So
Sentencing.
I'd like to record that, and I just find it kind of odd. There's no real mechanism to go get that done. There's
I
no.
thought you were in yesterday to find out about the rules to get that done.
Correct. And so that's the problem is, like I was saying, I researched this whole thing about photographing and the prohibitions, right? And there's exceptions. The exceptions.
The judge needs to give you an exception, correct?
No, the clerk.
Okay.
So there's
So
in
is that in right here that you're requesting that?
no.
No, me, I'm
Why not?
because
Like,
I don't
that's
think I should have to. I
Oh,
work
so
for the
you
government.
no, okay, all right. So we'll say
He's-
that there's a law
yeah.
that there's a rule and there's an exception, and it says, hey, make the request, but you don't want to make the request because it's your constitutional right. Which I
And-
understand. I'm not arguing. What I'm saying is I'm just trying to get it clear.
That
And
makes no
yes,
sense. He's on a little different.
and the scope of these rules is to it says
1 second.
shall govern
Yeah.
procedure in civil actions. Okay? This is not, so that filming thing is about civil actions.
So yeah. Anyway,
So the scope of it, you're trying to extend the scope of it to this entire public building,
Sir,
public forum.
I get your name to tell them who this
It's on there.
I actually put it in the card just so there'd be no issue.
That's
I
your
was
card.
hoping I'd actually, honestly, I thought I'd be able to get at least the clerk's office, and then like the rest of the building would be considered, the Wizard of
Unfortunately,
Oz.
the
zone.
way that the rules are written right now,
Yeah.
you can't bring your camera to do that. But you can do that, just not with your camera. So if you choose to do that, let me know. If not, I'm just going
If
to
you don't
deliver
mind,
this
yeah,
for
if you could just deliver that, and then just be like, hey, crazy guy wants to know about videotaping thing Monday,
Can
and then if
I-
you just let me know what's after that, that'd be cool. I know
Would
she's
you like
leaving
me to
soon.
come back out and tell you that this has been served?
Do you mind? Is it a long
Could
walk?
you do
I
that?
don't know where
It's not-
I'd be happy to do it. I just want to.
Thank you.
I'm here to help you out. That's all. I don't want
Hold
I know,
on,
we're working with you.
hold on,
We're working
Reagan
with you.
told us about that.
Yeah, yeah. The government, that they say they're trying to help, you know what that means.
To help you get what
Okay.
you need.
All right.
I'm not claiming.
No,
I
we
know
no,
where
we
you're going
know.
with that,
You're
sir.
good, you're good.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. I understand you're trying to exert your authority and scare us and intimidate us with an
trying to
arrest.
do any of that.
Hey, that arrest shit don't faze me. That don't faze me one bit.
Well, let me tell you something though, right? Right? Putting handcuffs on someone is not a pleasant thing to do.
Hey, I spent 5 years in solitary confinement. I've been getting locked up in this state since I was a juvenile, man.
Yeah.
So
it's
I've been
not a-
there, done that.
It's not a fun thing to do.
I just.
It is for
that
me.
It comes to this
I
kind
love
of thing
this.
Where you can't even talk to the court employees. Like it's this is creepy, guys. You gotta admit.
You can. You just can't go in with a camera.
What is the
Right,
problem with
and-
talking to somebody?
hold on.
Stop.
That's-
What is the problem with talking to somebody on video? That's what you guys got video, or no? You don't. We're not. You have no body cam. The other guy had a body cam. You don't have one.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have one though.
No, I don't.
So it's voluntary for you guys.
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay. But
So something else I want to point out is this case.
dude, he doesn't have any.
No, I know. No, he's the guy.
The
He's
Freeman
cool.
case,
He's
I'm aware.
not the Freeman case.
Yeah.
Glick versus Cunliffe.
Yep.
Okay, this is about and it's a First Circuit case, and we are allowed to film. Held that a citizen has a right
Public
to film
area,
public
yeah.
officials in a public place. The public's right to access is coextensive with that of the press.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a public space. You've already admitted to it. It says public forum right on the thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So listen, if you went inside the building, right? Say you went into the Social Security office, right? You go into the Social Security office. There's no filming in there either.
You can get permission from that agency.
You have to get permission from.
That's what it says.
correct.
yeah.
Sure, and
But they're not
outside,
going to give it to you because everyone's in there with Social Security numbers and dates of birth and all that.
you could get permission to film and record
Very-
your thing.
Very rarely have I seen a camera being used inside of.
Probably people don't ask,
But I gotta
but
ask you though, how?
I had this is an
the
ADA
video
thing
is-
for me.
How good is the video quality for me to start picking Social Security numbers off? Besides, I just go to the Russians; they have the best.
And
so-
you guys are supposed to create that privacy and not allow somebody, because if I can see it with a camera, I can see it with my eyes.
Yeah.
And so if I could see people's public information,
Not me, though.
like I said though, I wouldn't even be able to remember.
But what-
I could
what-
see your social and I wouldn't
But
remember.
the point I'm getting at, right? Not so much Social Security, right? The point I'm getting at is you have to have agency permission to film inside a public space.
But not the clerk.
But
The
then-
clerk is criminal.
This is my issue though. Like the people created this entity called the government, of which you're a protector. So the people can't know what this entity they created is actually doing on a daily basis. We have to rely on some kind of Alzheimer patient
You can come
president.
in
to
any
like-
day and watch a court case. You can go in.
Right.
But the fact
And then
that
I
they
can't
do
remember
that-
everything, and I won't be able to take
can
notes.
take notes.
I'm disabled, which is why I'm asking for an ADA exception here, which you're saying I can't even go and show good cause to the clerk,
And
correct?
That would have. No, you can, but you can't record it.
I just don't understand why your interactions can
And
be.
the clerk is criminal, correct? The clerk does criminal stuff? They do every criminal and civil. Sure. But this rule only applies to civil actions. This is not a civil action. This is trying to conduct business. And it says right there in the lobby, we're allowed to film in the corridors, all that.
Right, but there is an exception in this building
Right here,
that says you
which
cannot
applies
film
to
inside.
civil actions.
As soon as you come in, you can't film.
And where's the authority to create this from? Is this constitutional? No. How is it constitutional?
Guys, you think you're not the only ones that ever challenge this across the country.
No,
We
they
all should be challenging this. That's
and
the
they
whole
haven't
point.
challenged it like we're gonna challenge it. Believe me, okay? I have credentials. I've already.
Well, you got a shiny badge.
I got a shiny badge, right?
Where did you get that?
Cop Block. I got it from him actually.
Cop block.
It's
Shiny badge.
copblock.net.
Shiny badges.
Cop Block.
Don't grant extra,
Shiny badges don't grant extra rights, right? So, and actually the Constitution doesn't grant rights either. These are natural pre-existing rights.
Yeah. Well,
So the right to press is unabridged. And if you look at the state constitution, which is more protected, I know you said that federal constitution supersedes.
Right.
You should look into New Hampshire sovereignty and that our state constitution is more protective than the federal constitution. Therefore, it supersedes.
well, it's live free or die, right?
Should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you a state rep?
Yes.
I know your badge says it.
Yeah.
You in the House,
Northfield, Franklin. Yeah.
House session now?
No, well, it hasn't started.
Well, the current
Well, this term, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right. And you guys come back Monday for the trial or for the sentencing?
Yeah, we'd like to
You want
document
to film
it.
Is that what you're trying
Yeah,
to
we want to. We're trying it the whole time.
People
Like we're.
concerned about the trial. The whole
It's politically motivated.
They took it, they stamped it, just so.
Hey, that's cool. All right, I got a stamp.
So,
Yeah.
they were actually closed. I ran around the back, got them in. So, anything else I can do for you?
Say again?
Anything else I can do for you?
No, tonight I'm gonna pass on the cuffs. I don't know what's for dinner, but let's see what's
Monday. We'll see what happens Monday.
Let's
Might be
go
good.
for-
I appreciate your cause. I get it. There's no need for anybody to go to jail if they don't have to.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Unfortunately, though, like civil disobedience,
It actually
what
is.
gets things moving.
I understand.
You
I
know,
get
it
you.
just
Yeah.
sucks.
So we're not being assholes. This is just part of the
Keep it
process.
simple, right?
You guys are doing your process. So if we do come back Monday and we want to get arrested, we're not. Yeah, no, we're not. I have a loud voice. When I have head trauma, like I said, I get excited and
Remember Ian last time when we went up to the attorney's office?
Everything was cool.
I told you, I appreciate everything you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
do.
yeah.
I have a job to do. You know, I agree with you guys on a whole lot more than you think.
And I have a job to
It's
do.
just, exactly. And I appreciate you keeping us accountable.
No, and I
It's good.
appreciate
It's
it.
the way works.
And this is, we're trying to follow the rules. And I want to know,
Martin, and my badge number is
how do I find out who created this 83.3? Who gave this 83.8 authority? Where did this come from?
It's a good question. I'm not an attorney off the top of my head, but you can look it up on Google. I mean, I don't have time to do it, but
No, I do
somebody
that.
obviously wrote it, right?
Right.
And obviously somebody thought that
somebody
they had
with
the power to do
authority.
it. Yeah. So
I could
it's
probably
a valid
call the
question.
clerk maybe on
Yeah,
Monday.
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably go better than just.
I could
one,
try to
something
Google
like
it,
that,
but-
not just. I don't know, like the circuit, First Circuit, like you gotta dive deep into that stuff. I think. of
Well, it should be
who-
somewhere.
It should say. That's the thing. It doesn't really tell me like where. But
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
yeah, you too. Thank you so much. See you Monday. Okay, take it easy.
All right, guys. Have a good
Take
weekend.
care.
All right.
You too. Thank you. See ya.
That's cool. I got it stamped by the clerk, though. All right.
He's like, I got stamped by the clerk. Yay!
No, but that's. Dude, do you understand what this means?
Yeah.
This is.
Well,
Then they don't have the authority to do this.
Right.
They just stamped it saying they received notice of it. This
Right.
is on, dude.
so I'm like Donkey Kong on Monday, bro.
So, what are you doing right now?
I was ready to I'm ready to get it right there. I see me getting it.
I just.
But yeah, no, it's
What
just
annoyed me-
the timing is
What
everything.
annoyed me though is like the tough guy thing.
How about
There's a good cop bad.
listen? We're gonna
let's roll out of here.
what we do.
I don't like. Hold on. I don't
What
like
we
being
do,
here.
and
Okay,
this
stop.
is for the
Have a day.
people. Hold on, we're still recording.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
No, I'm still recording. So, what we do is we will offer people on Monday the opportunity to get arrested with us. Let's have like 20 people get arrested,
I don't
bro.
know. I would like to contact other state reps and talk to them about the situation and see what's
Get
going
them there too.
on. I know. I can't do that by Monday. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Monday is the best means. Dude, you can do it if you want. I'm not gonna
Oh,
stop
yeah.
you. I just, and honestly,
What?
I don't know. I want to get out of here though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot.
What do you
want
wanna do?
I don't know. I just don't want to be right here.
All right, so we'll just, all right, everybody. Flip this thing around. Look at that luscious beard. Thank you guys for this. And, you know, we're doing what we can here. And stay tuned for the next installment of Challenging the Federal Courthouse. That was stage 2. What is the Homeland? Department of Homeland Security. What is the Homeland? I'm in it? I thought this was the United States of America. Because the Homeland was the Nazis' spot. Ah. Yeah. Think about it. You too. Thank you.